Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing a 90s inspired makeup look. This is my second time recording this video because I screwed it up the last time and my foundation was too light. Today, I'm going to take my time, I'm going to pay attention, and also I'm going to learn my foundation shade. This is a full face of drugstore makeup, so that is exciting. I'm super excited because who doesn't love drugstore makeup? So I'm going to start off with moisturizing my skin. I'm going to be using this vitamin E cream. This is actually drugstore as well. I get this from Walgreens. I think it's less than $10. This stuff is really, really good and amazing. And it's a creams, and creams just are so much better for dry skin. I have combination dry skin. Moisturizer done. I'm gonna move into primer. I'm gonna be using this e.l.f. primer. This is the hydrating primer I used in my last video. I think it was my last video. This stuff is really, really good, and because I am, like I just said, combination dry, I like to focus on the hydration and moisture in my skin. That way my makeup lays down well and like participates well. And you know, I love this primer. I'm gonna use another primer. This is the e.l.f. Luminous Putty primer. I was looking at a lot of 90s pictures when trying to do this look, and they didn't wear highlighter in the 90s, so I'm like, I think it's a good idea to add illumination into the look underneath this, into the skin look, instead of like a highlighter, because they didn't wear highlighter back then. From the pictures I saw, nobody had highlighter on. Maybe I'm completely tripping, but nobody had a highlighter on. So I'm not gonna do highlighter in my look. And I like this stuff. This stuff makes me look, you can see like when I turn my skin how it's like, it's super illuminating, which I love. And I feel like this is one of those products, if you did like a no makeup, you could just do like your under eyes, maybe some mascara, fill your brows in or something, and just put this on the skin and then set your face with no foundation, and it would still give you like a really, really healthy everyday no makeup look. Okay, so for foundation, I'm going to be using this Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation. This is a stick foundation, and I have it in the color Toffee Pecan. The mistake I made in my last video was mixing this one with another one I had that's a shade lighter, and this, you can see, is my color. So to blend this out, I'm going to use this brush. Creams for me look natural with a brush or a sponge, so I like the brush because it makes it easy to blend for me. It looks so like dewy, and I love that. So I have the e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer, satin finish, regular finish. I'm gonna be using the satin finish. I love it. It's in the color medium beige. It's a little light, but we're gonna make it work because now I'm tan, so I can go a little light. I'm using this new highlighting technique that I saw on YouTube. Instead of doing, they said that the other way that we usually highlight is low-key a drag queen way. Like when you do the whole thing, they said that's like drag queen makeup. So the right way to highlight a natural face is just like this. So I'm gonna try it out. So I have a dry beauty blender here. I'm gonna use this e.l.f. Dewy setting spray to wet my beauty blender instead of using water. And it's a pretty heavy mist, so it really is gonna wet my, not as much as water could under a sink, but it is gonna give me a nice amount of moisture. I like using my beauty blender dry or wet, so a nice happy medium works for me. I'm just helping blend this concealer with my foundation brush around the edges because I'm kind of getting nervous. Okay, looking at it on camera, it looks like it is covering up pretty well, but I don't trust it. So I'm still gonna go in with like a little bit more of a dot. And I'm gonna put a tiny dot, tiny dot. And then we also have to put some up here for our eyeshadow. Actually, I'm gonna wipe that off at the top. I'm gonna wipe it off because I haven't filled in my eyebrows yet. So when I clean up my eyebrows, I'm gonna use the original e.l.f. Camo Concealer instead of the satin finish. I like the satin finish for my face, but I prefer the 16-hour regular one Camo Concealer for my lids because I just do. So to set this eye, I'm gonna be using this Wet n Wild Photofocus Banana Powder. I like this stuff a lot. So So I'm gonna go in with this Fit Me Loose powder. I have it in the color light medium 20. I'm gonna use this to set my entire face. I feel like it looks light, it looks darker in the pan than it actually is, because it gives me a little, it makes me a little bit ashy. But because I have the right foundation color on, I'm really not worried about this messing up the color. So I still like this stuff. So this is with full face set, and I basically, any powder that was left over from me setting my under eyes, even though I used a brush, it might be some residue, I wiped that off with this full color setting powder. So now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna set around my face more with this bronzer. This is the bronzer I used in my last makeup video, and I said that I wish that I had 2 shades lighter with of this color. I mean, 2 shades darker. I did go back and get 2 shades darker. I'll show you the difference. So this was the one I had, but I did go back and get one that was like obviously 2 shades darker than me, or a shade and a half darker than me. But I'm gonna take this bronzer here because it is like kind of like my shade. So I'm gonna just take this around the edges of my face. Not even like I'm contouring, like really just going around the perimeter of my face, because based off my last recording of this look, I was very stressed about my makeup not matching me. So I feel like this being the perfect color kind of brings my face back in, and then I can go do some bronzing later. But this is gonna just give me a really good color, because it is like my color, but like bronzier in a way. See how I just put it everywhere? Like I put it up here on my chin in the front, over here on the sides of my face, and it just gave me color. It's like, okay. So we're gonna move on to eyebrows. For eyebrows, we're gonna be using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, if it'll pick it up. But it's the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the color black, because my hair is dyed black and my eyebrows are also tinted black. So I do my eyebrows black. And I'm not like doing a special like 90s brow. I'm just doing my brow, because my brows, they're there and they're in charge. It's not about changing the shape for no look. It's about just cooperating with them. So to clean up my brows, I'm going to be using the original Camo concealer, not the satin one. And I'm just going to be using this to clean them up underneath. And I'm going to drag a little bit of that product onto my eyelids so I can do my shadow. Oh, and to set my eyes, I use the same Wet n Wild Photofocus Banana Loose Powder. Now we're gonna move on to the eyeshadow look. This is an e.l.f. eyeshadow palette. Isn't it so pretty? This is an e.l.f. palette. Like, oh my god. Look at it. It's so pretty. And I'm only using 2 colors out of this palette. So that's pretty lit. So personally, there was a lot of different looks in the 90s, but the look in the 90s that I liked the most was the smoky 90s look, because I personally don't even wear smoky eyes, like not like smoky eyes. So I like the 90s smoky eye. So I really like that idea, and it's super simple. I'm going to be using this color right here. This is the color Heat. If you have this palette, it does have shimmer in it, but when I used it as a transition like blowout color, it didn't show up the shimmer. Like the shimmer shows up in the palette but not on the skin. Heat I'm just using for the warmth, because the smoky shade I'm using here, literally this shade is called Shade, like right here, and on camera it doesn't really do it any justice, but it's a very like ashy gray smoky color. But this color alone is the smoky vibe I'm going for, but the Heat color gives me that warmth, because everybody in the 90s look very bronzy and warm. So I want that warmth behind that shadow to kind of come through. So I'm just going to use that all in my crease. It's not going to be very fancy. It's just going to be back there to give me that background warmth.
This is all I'm gonna do to, as far as eyeshadow to the eye. This is what it is. It literally goes just like that. Like, it's just a smoky eye, but I added that orange color underneath it to make that warmth. But I literally two shades, the smoky shade color and the orange, just to give it the warmth. But I feel like this is my recreation of like a 90s smoky eye, because it's just a smoky, shady smoky eye. So now I'm gonna go in with this felt tip liner by NYX. This is a NYX Epic Ink liner, and it's really good. I have it in the color black. I'm just gonna tight line my upper waterline, not my waterline, my upper line. Like if I was doing a wing, but not gonna do the end of the wing, just gonna do the top. So that's it, and that's just gonna make my lashes blend better. And I also felt like, looking at pictures, they did have something up there. Now I'm gonna go in and water my waterline, just my lower waterline, to, you know, fill it in with black. I haven't done this in so long. I don't wear black under there anymore. When I was younger I did, but since I've gotten older, I don't ever put black in my waterline anymore, because I want my eyes to look brighter, not dull and dark. But we're gonna do it today. I just did that off camera because I was struggling way too hard and I couldn't. I was all the way down here, so y'all was not gonna be able to see that. Going back in with this color Heat, just to blow out my lower lash line. And I'm gonna put both colors down there, but I want the color Heat to be a little further down, blown out, like, than the shade color. The color is literally called shade, but the shade color. So I'm gonna do Heat first and make that, you know. Okay, so these are the eyes. As far as eyeshadow, they are all done. Little smoky eye. Raccoon. This is the Maybelline The Big Shot Colossal Volume Express, which is, I thought it said waterproof. It does not. But yes, I'm gonna use this to coat my lashes before I put on falsies. This one is actually pretty good. It does give you volume. You guys can even see. For lashes, I'm going to be using these Ardell Demi Wispies, and they do have Demi Wispies in different, way bigger lashes at the drugstore. But personally, I picked these because if you watch my channel or you follow me on Instagram, y'all know I'm always wearing humongous lashes. So this ain't me. This is because I was just, again, referencing all of the 90s pictures that I could find. They don't look like they used to wear lashes. Like, of course, with the times, we have gotten more and more dramatic, so they weren't that dramatic. So they used to have, like, some of them used to have on no lashes, but looking at some looks they had on lashes, it was probably literally exactly like this. So just to respect the times, I'm going to use these very small Ardell Demi Wispies. So now we're going to move on to bronzer. For bronzer, I'm going to be using this Physicians Formula. This is my new favorite bronzer. I have so many bronzers. I have a NYX bronzer. I have a Fenty bronzer. I have other bronzers. This is my favorite bronzer. I feel like it
It's called the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, but I feel like it like blends like butter as well. So I really, really like this bronzer a lot. The shade I used earlier is called Light Bronzer. And then the one I'm going to be using today, which is my new one I got, is called Deep Bronzer. I wonder if they have a medium bronzer, because I feel like if that's light and this is medium, I mean, this is deep, then medium would probably be the one for me, because this one's still a little bit too deep too, but it's fine. So one thing I realized about 90s bronzer is it doesn't look like we caught it. When we bronze, I feel like we just like in today's day, we just kind of go here and make sure it doesn't go back down here. But back then I feel like their bronzer was just like right here. And I have to show you because I'm not good at like verbally explaining things. But I feel like their bronzer was just like, it wasn't past this point going forward. It was just very far back on the cheekbones, like going up. That's my perspective. So I feel like my under eyes are pretty dark. I mean, on camera it might look good, but in person they can be brightened up a little. Also considering the fact that we're not wearing any highlighter. So I'm gonna use this Wet n Wild Duo, hold up, Mega Glow contouring palette. I don't know why it's called Mega Glow, because it's all matte. But I'm gonna use this to brighten up my under eye just a little bit, because it's so yellow and bright and it's matte. So it's gonna give me a, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna put that in the high points of my face, but not a lot, just a little bit. And I'm putting this down first before I do my blush, because any that is on top of the skin, my blush is gonna go on top of that. So it's gonna dust any excess off that's not in the right area. It's good that I can do this too, because I just contour my nose. So any contour that's looking messy, just clean it up. I'm trying to see what blush I wanna use. So these are the blushes. I have an e.l.f. quad, right? Quadruple, 4. Yes, and then I have these two Wet n Wild blushes. My favorite is this one, just looking at it. But I also like that warm one. But I feel like that warm one is not going to give me a blushy vibe, so I'm not going to use that because I feel like I need a little bit of more pink, because they did wear like blush back then. I feel like out of all of the blushes, this is the one that gives me that pinky tone, but it's not too pink and it's not too warm to where it blends in with my bronzer and you can't tell it's blush. So I'm going to use this one, because I was looking at this one that I like, but this one is like, see, this one is like not as, it kind of looks the same, but it's not as like just orangey, like it's not gonna come off as a blush as that one. So I'm gonna try it and see if I can just get away with this as a blush by itself. I think, no, it's coming up, it looks good. See, you see it there? It does look good. Okay, maybe I should tap some off. They wore a lot of blush back then though, so. I like the pinky look. I low-key been like super into blush, which is like scary. I'm gonna put some across my nose because I like wearing blush on my nose now. And I want to put some on the tip of my nose. I was talking ish about how I wasn't gonna wear highlighter, but I think I'm about to wear highlighter because this is inspired by the 90s. I'm gonna try to use a little bit of highlighter, but I'm using highlighter because this is like, I really like the way this looks and I want to see what it looks like with highlighter, so. This is Wet n Wild highlighter powder in Mega Glow in Precious Petals. Above the brow, just a little bit above the brow. I'm gonna use my NYX Dewy setting spray to set my face. For lips, we're gonna use these NYX Lip Liners. I'm using them in the color Coldbrew and Downtown Beauty. I'm using Downtown Beauty to line my outer lips. Then I'm gonna use Coldbrew in the center. This is not drugstore, but I know Wet n Wild, e.l.f., and a couple of other brands have a clear lip gloss in the store. So yeah, and the, oh, itchy. So I'm gonna use this. This is from my Beauty Splash store. Like, it's just a one I got from the front. See. Almost forgot. Okay guys, so this is the end of the makeup look. I like it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Everything I used today will be listed in the description box below. This is a full face of drugstore, so this is an affordable look. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this look. Do not forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.